Right, I'm now going out for my first shopping trip during the current lockdown. And my car is still there. Ignore the mess on the floor there. I am a single man and I'm rubbish. Let's see what voltage my battery has after sitting for 10 days. 12.4. Right, let's see what it sounds like on startup. It was a bit rattly. That's just the takes a few seconds for the chain tensioner, for the timing chain, to do its thing. Right, I shall get the camera set up. Ooh, the brakes are a bit crispy. Don't know, I feel weird to be out driving. Considering I've not driven for how long? It must be what has it been, a week and about 11-12 days I've not driven. This is an essential shopping trip. I could have just gone to the co-op in the town that we passed a minute ago. I did do that a few days ago just for a couple of things, but I want to do a proper shop, so that requires going to a proper supermarket for me, because I'm simple in that respect. Bergam or Bergam, I'm not quite sure. Now, I don't usually come this way when I go to Kelso. I usually take a route the other side of the River Tweed, which takes me back into Northumberland for a stretch. But I've recorded that route a couple of times before, so I may as well take this route instead. very slight right-hander, and a few weeks back I was driving this way in the dark, this little bit just here, right now, this bit, and right here there was oncoming traffic, and the first car didn't start to turn when the road started to turn. They kept going straight on, and they came over to my side of the road. Luckily I had enough room to swerve very quickly to the left. There was just enough room for me to do so and get out of the way without having to ditch it into the verge. However, I would have done if I'd had to do it, but it might have potentially buggered up the passenger side wheels and suspension if I'd done that. But that would have been better than the head-on that would have occurred if I hadn't swerved at all. And that would have been a combined head-on collision of at least 100 miles an hour, the combined speeds of both vehicles. So yeah, that was entertaining to say the least a few weeks back. Scottish flag there, beautiful. Here we go, welcome to Kelso, historic market town. This whole journey today, this keeps us in Scotland for the whole of the journey. If I'd gone the route that I usually take to come here, as I said, we would have gone into England for a bit, into Northumberland. But today we are entirely in Scotland, and that is a beautiful thing. Beautiful place to be. I'm not Scottish, but I bloody love it. Crossing over the River Tweed, which you can't see on the camera, but we have just crossed it. We're now actually, as of right now, pretty much, we are on an old railway line, or the route of an old railway line. Now we are. This is where it joins on, or where it came through pretty much. Now where shall I go? Oh, I know where I shall go. I'll go into one of these. That'll do. No, most perfectly parked. Right. I've been out the car. Been for a wander towards the store. Didn't expect the queue to be as long as that. Obviously everybody's well spaced out, so it's not as big as it looks, but still the rate at which it's moving, I'm gonna go and try Lidl. I expect it's going to be the same. If it is the same, then I may well just drive back home to Coldstream and go to the co-op and just get a smaller amount of stuff. I think I'm going to have to be doing that because I know it's got to happen. I know this is how it's got to be. I'm not in any way annoyed. I fully advocate all the measures we absolutely need to take, but I'm not standing there for that long. Right, off to Lidl. See what I'll take a long drive around the car park actually, just so I can pick up the extent of the queue. Click and collect groceries is outside. One of the Sainsbury's fleet vans is having some refrigeration fixes. Right, so there's the end of the queue. It's moving relatively well, but no. Right, we shall cross over the Tweed again. This time into the town itself. He was doing more than 30 miles an hour. Never mind. Going to the cobbles. There is a co-op here actually. Well, let's go and try Lidl first. Oh, right, okay. Got a bit of torque steer then. Yeah, Lidl's got a queue as well. It's obviously to be expected. Right, I'm going to go home, but I'm going to go a different way. And I thought I'd take this particular road because it's, well, it's just rather bloody fun, to be honest. take it at the national speed limit where applicable, and you'll see why I consider it to be fun. Right, well that's 55. Whee! Yep, that's why it's fun. And that was still slightly under the limit. If I'm honest, they actually ought to downrate the speed of this road, certainly to 50, because I'm surprised there aren't more incidents. Yeah, the question is going to be, do I just go straight home and go to the co-op in Coldstream, or shall I, given that I'm going to be going via Greenlaw, where I used to live, and there's a route from Greenlaw to Duns where there is also a co-op, should I go all the way to Duns? Is that taking the essential trip a bit too far, playing a bit too fast and loose with the rules? It's a tough one. Like I say, I've only been out the flat twice since Monday the 23rd of March, and it's now what, the 3rd of April, so dang, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, I'm not comfortable with the idea of queuing to that extent. I don't know why. Perhaps it's part of my autistic condition, I don't know. I just didn't feel like I wanted to queue like that for that long. But like I said, it's one way, and it's pretty much the only. To be honest, the only way in which I'm lucky to live alone is that I do not need a lot of stuff. I can get by on really rather little. And every other way, it really rather bloody sucks being on your own, to be honest. I do like a lot of time on my own. I kind of need it because of the way my brain's wired, but I do also love to spend time with people when I can. And I ordinarily was not doing that anywhere near as much as I needed to. So in that respect, I've not had to change my life at all recently with this situation. Aside from not going to work, that's the only thing that's changed. I already social distance. That's the way I'm programmed. But no, it's nice once in a while to actually have just have somebody to talk to in person, because it's much better than talking to somebody on the phone or online. It's much nicer to actually have somebody to talk to right there in the same room and have a cup of tea or a beer and just have a chat. It's beautiful, and I've not been able to do that for quite some time. So hopefully once this is all calmed down and we're relatively back to normal, or we're to whatever normality we will then have, then I should be able to get a bit more people-y. just passed over the old railway line again there. Or is that a different railway line? There were a few around the borders, around this area, that long since disappeared. But there were a few lines. Right, we're now entering Greenlaw, which is the little village that I used to live in. This is the place I lived when I first moved up here from North Wales a couple of years ago. Or a bit more than a couple of years ago. The road coming up on the right, the junction, is where we would come out at if I turn right at the crossroads in Gordon a few miles back. Is he just parked or is he going to pull out? To the right here is my old house. Right, I'm going to try going to Duns. I'm going to go and see what the co-op is like in Duns. There is a wee shop here in Greenlaw, but it's an independent shop and it's very wee. It's perfectly good. It's just a bit too small for what's needed. Well, the road we were just on, going through Greenlaw, by the way, that is the A697 that also goes through where I live in Coldstream, and it actually runs all the way from from Morpeth down near Newcastle. It goes all the way. Crikey, he's pegging it. 697 goes all the way from Morpeth, all the way through the borders up here, all the way to Edinburgh. It's a rather long route. It's a very nice route. But it's quite long. And where we are now, this is Polwarth Moor. And legend has it that at night there is a female. Stay there, Mr. Pheasant. Thank you very much. Legend has it that there is another one. Yep. And there's one over here that's already been hit, sadly. They are beautiful birds, pheasants, but they are sadly also rather dim. Quite often they'll run out into the road, and then rather than carrying on running in the same direction and getting out of the way, they'll turn around and run back, and that's when you're likely to hit them. I've not hit any with this car. A couple have flown up into the air and hit me wing mirrors, but I've not actually hit one properly with the car, fortunately, because I don't want to hit any. I did hit a few with the old car, sadly. That was a bit of a bird magnet, but this one, thankfully not. But yeah, so this is Polwarth Moor. Apparently, legend has it there is an apparition of a female figure in a white dress at night, who randomly materialises in front of cars and dashes across the road. I have been through here a couple of times at night, and I can't say that I noticed anything. So this is Duns. It's a rather old town, and it was also the home of legendary racing driver Jim Clark. In fact, there is the Jim Clark Museum here. Well, as you can see, actually, it's this place on the left right now. I'm yet to go in there, but I must make a point of going in at some point, because he was an absolutely incredible man. And this was where he was born and raised. This was his home. Right, let's see what fun awaits us at the co-op here in Duns. Oh, there's queuing here as well. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to the town where I live, Coldstream, because in Coldstream the co-op there is rarely busy at all, so I should think today it will be absolutely fine. interesting sign there, essential works, I'm guessing it means for pedestrians. Due to COVID-19 risk, please adhere to 2 metre social distancing government guidelines. Crikey, it's the first sign of that type of scene. Now the question is, do I turn left here? Go through Swinton. No, I don't think I will actually. I'll go back towards the 697 in this direction with a view to seeing what my own co-op is like in terms of queue. The only thing with Borders roads, there's not a particularly large budget for road repairs. So yeah, which would explain why in the space of a year I've had 3 springs replaced and 1 damper. Right, we're coming back to the A697. Should turn left. Oh, I like the curbstones. That's nice. Will definitely not go back towards Kelso because that would be utterly pointless. Ooh, 4,500 revs. Welcome to Coldstream, the first true border tune. So we are home, and we have as yet not done any shopping. Well, let's see what the queue, if any, is like at the co-op. Ah, there's a queue at the co-op as well. Right, in that case, I'm going to leave me shopping till later. And I'm going to hope that nobody's... Fair enough, nobody's parked in my space. Oh, good. That's probably the bit that's been breaking me springs, to be honest. Never mind.